Hey guys, what's going on? Gassy Mexican here, and this is Message Monday for 10/22/2012, and let's go to our first question. First question comes from Ace DMB from Twitter, and they said, at GassyMexican, #MM, how was it the first time meeting Spoon or Eddie? For those of you guys that don't know, Sly Fox's name is Eddie, so that's who he's referencing there. Quick little note, anyways, how was it the first time meeting them? It was not weird at all, to be honest. I don't think Eddie or Sly ever thought it was gonna be weird, but Spoon, I know, thought it was gonna be kind of weird. He kind of didn't know what to expect. But, you know, when he came out here and visited us and finally met us face to face, nothing was different. And that's how, I like to think that I'm pretty much the exact same in person that I am on the online space. There's no real persona or anything like that. The energy levels may vary depending on what I'm doing, but I'm pretty much the exact same person that you see online here in videos and stuff. So I think maybe Spoon was thinking it'd be a little awkward and stuff. He wasn't sure how it would be, but it was the exact same as how we interact on Skype and stuff. Nothing changed. It was just he was there in person, and it was like that really for meeting all of the creatures. Even when we first moved out here, Sly was there at that point too. That wasn't the first time meeting him though. First time meeting him, I don't even remember what was the first time meeting him. Was it Minecon? I think it was Minecon. Yeah, Minecon was the first time meeting him. And again, it was pretty much the exact same thing. Sly was himself, I was myself, and everything was cool. So both Sly and Spoon, meeting him the first time wasn't weird at all. It was pretty much the exact same thing on Skype, just we get to hang out and do stuff in person. So, but yeah, thank you for your question, and let's move on to the next one. Blah. Next question comes from Xbox, and it is from Overall Shift, and this is what they had to say.
Hey Gassy, this is for Message Monday. I just want to know, like, how do you put these images on your videos without actually showing it on your video on YouTube? And what program do you use for, you know, creating those images?
If I understand your question correctly, you're asking, how do I put thumbnails on my videos without actually putting them in the video? Because I know, the trick to make your own thumbnail, if you're not partnered, is to like put it at the midpoint of the video, just like, you know, randomly at a certain point, and then it'll by default be the thumbnail, because that's how YouTube does it for people that aren't partnered. But that's also a part of that's a partial answer to your question already. If you are referring to thumbnails as far as video images or whatever, it's because I'm partnered that I'm able to do that, and not put it in the video, you know, with that technique where you put it in the middle point and then by default it's that image that you put in the video. Partners have the ability to what's it called? Put custom thumbnails on their videos, which means I can go into a program and design a thumbnail for a video and then slap that on top of the video, and I don't have to put it in the video at all. It's just there. It's a custom uploaded thumbnail. It's a feature for people that are partnered with YouTube. So yeah, as far as programs that I use, it's pretty much just the one. It's Adobe Photoshop CS4, and I knew a little bit of Photoshop before then, when I didn't even specify time. But I knew a lot of Photoshop before, you know, or earlier on, before I learned what I know now. But I've definitely learned a lot more. Not even necessarily complicated stuff, just little tricks and tips from Renee, my girlfriend, who's really good at Photoshop. So it's been a big help having her. If you guys have noticed, my Photoshop skills or my thumbnails aren't as poopy as they used to be. They were never like super crappy, but I don't know. I think my skills have gotten a little better with Photoshop, at least in regards of designing thumbnails and stuff. But that's the program that I use, and I am able to put custom thumbnails because I am a partner with YouTube. So that is why I'm able to do that without putting the image in the actual video. So thank you for your question, Overkill. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. Next question is from Captain Czar from Twitter, and they say, #MM, #MessageMonday. Sup, Gassy, do you think you'll ever visit, or do you think you'll visit your European fan base one day? You rock, by the way. Smiley face. Well, thank you, by the way, for the compliment. You rock as well, because your question was picked, meaning it was a good question, I thought. I've actually got this question several times, maybe not in the form of a tweet or whatever. I know a couple times people have tweeted at me asking that. But yeah, I would think so. I would think eventually I'll visit, you guys in the Europes. I know the creatures as a whole, we wanted to get to Europe and stuff. I know Dan and James went to Gamescom, but they didn't do a creature meetup, which, I don't know, maybe they were just really busy or tired. It's very possible. I can understand being jet lagged and stuff like that. And it was just the two of them too, so. But if I get to Europe, yeah, most definitely. I will love to do a European fan meetup. That's like priority. That would be on the checklist for sure to get done, because, I mean, how often do we really get out to Europe? I've never been to Europe, so that's another thing, another reason why I'd want to get out to Europe. There's a possibility, I'm not going to say, this is not definite at all, but there's a possibility that some of us might go to Minecon in Paris. We're kind of seeing if it's possible for us to get passes and stuff, and talks with that. But it seems like it might be possible, but it all depends on how quickly we get that figured out, because obviously the longer and longer we wait and kind of debate whether or not we're going to go, the more expensive it becomes. And but I would definitely go if we were to sort that out soon and we're able to get passes and stuff and it's viable, for sure. I'd love to go out to Paris and be able to do a creature meetup in Paris. That even if all the other guys for some reason decided they were going to go and then something came up where they couldn't go, I would still go by myself and bring Renee along. That's another big thing too. If I can get Renee to go with me, then I'll go. But if not, I'm not gonna. We both haven't been to Europe and we want to go at the same time. And I would feel like poop going to Europe before her. And just, especially too, since Minecon for this year is being held at Disneyland in Paris. And if any of you guys know Renee, you know that she loves Disneyland. Doesn't matter what Disneyland it's. She just loves it. So it would be extra stupid of me to just leave her here. I'd feel like crap. So. But yeah, if that happens, then we'll do a European fan meetup, but more on that in the future. I'll keep you guys updated. If you don't hear anything from me, then that means that we're not going, or at least I'm not going. But if you do hear from me, you'll probably have like some sort of announcement video that goes up on my channel, and then that means that I'm going. So let's hope that happens. Like I said, nothing's definite right now, but yes, most definitely I would love to one day do a European fan base meetup thing while there. So thank you for your question, Captain Czar, and let's move on to the next one. Next question is also from Xbox, and it is from the Killer, or not the Killer, Killer Dean 1. So this is what they had to say.
Hey Max, this is from MessageMonday, and I was just wondering if I could ask you a question. Well, that's the point of it. What do you do to keep healthy, like fitness-wise? What you eat, what you do to like kind of workouts and such? That's what I wanted to know. Anyway, thanks, and have a good day.
Well, thank you for your question, and you have a good day whenever you listen to this, whatever time it is. You might be sleeping when this goes up. I don't know. Sounds like you're from the UK. Hopefully you're not sleeping, and you're able to watch this when it goes up. So, to your question, though, how do I keep healthy? Do I exercise and stuff like that? I don't. I used to work out a lot. Do you even lift, bro? No. Currently, I do not lift. I should. I know this. I'm definitely not as in shape as I used to be. I'm not like a scrawny guy or anything like that. I still have muscle, but nowhere near as I used to be. I used to work out a lot with my brother, and me and Renee actually have been talking about how we should start working out, and we've been looking at gyms and stuff in the area to get back into shape and just be healthier, because especially when you do that, when I worked out a lot, I realized that I had a lot of energy. A lot more energy than I have now. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm like dead now. It's not like I'm walking around like, oh my God, just bed. I need bed all the time. You know what I mean? I'm not sleepy all the time. I am more tired than I was when I worked out, but it's not like I feel like crap all the time. You just feel better when you work out regularly. So, but other than that, as far as eating and stuff, I just try not to eat complete garbage all the time. I mean, you can eat junk food every now and then, but as long as you kind of watch what you eat, at least for me, my metabolism, I have a higher metabolism, I realize this, and I'm also taller, so it's hard for me to like, gain weight a lot and become overweight that way. But obviously, just because you're not overweight or not fat or whatever doesn't mean that you're healthy, super healthy. I could definitely be healthier, and I'm gonna work on that. But especially lately, me and Renee have been trying to watch what we eat more. Not eating garbage, and if we do, it's not all the time. It's every now and then. We usually eat like stuff that's like easy stir fry kind of thing with a bunch of vegetables and stuff. not a lot of grease and stuff. If it does have oils and stuff, it's like, you know, good oils or whatever. We have fish and stuff. I bought a rice cooker so we can have a lot of rice with meals and things like that. Stuff like that. Just mix it up and try not to eat the same thing all the time. So that's what I do. Also, since we live on the 3rd story of an apartment building, what's it called? I usually just run up the stairs. It's kind of it's not so much like, oh, I want to be in shape thing. It's I'm impatient when I walk upstairs, so I just run up the stairs every time. So I guess maybe that adds up. I don't know. It's a little bit of exercise. I generally, when I move around, I'm not like a slow person. I try to be active. Like I'll run and hop to the bathroom and jump over our doggy gate and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's not a lot. It's not exercise by any means, but whatever. You know, it's better than nothing. But yeah, that's where I stand as far as food and exercise and stuff like that. Just try not to eat garbage, and it seems to work for me and my body type and whatnot. So thank you for your question, Killer Dean, and let's move on to the next one. Next question is from Twitter again, and it is from McGamer1000, and they say, #MM, how did you and Renee meet? I've gotten this question before. I don't think I've answered it on a Message Monday, but I do believe I've answered it like in a live stream or in some other fashion. But just so I can prevent other people from asking this question, because like I said, I've gotten it a lot, I'm going to go ahead and answer it right now. Me and Renee met through Eat My Diction 1. Nick, our friend Diction, he knew Renee a lot longer than I did, and they were friends and stuff. And if I remember correctly, Renee was talking to Nick about, like, you know, attractive people that are on YouTube or something like that. And Nick mentioned me. He's like, oh, you should totally check out Gassy. He's like, no, Gassy Mexican's totally the hottest, because obviously Nick, you know, he wants my penis. But what's it called? He mentioned that, and then showed her a picture that had been made of me. Like, it was just a random picture that was on my Facebook, and I don't even remember who did it. Someone edited it so that way it looked like some of you are probably familiar with it, I'm sure. It's been shown on Creature Talk. It's the Max Models or whatever thing. I'm basically just leaning back in a chair, and I have my arm up, but for some reason it looks like I'm modeling. So they edited that, and it's like they edited so it looks like I'm modeling for like some cologne or something like that. But yeah, he was sending those pictures and stuff, and then like showed her my Twitter or YouTube or something like that, and then she tweeted at Nick and then tagged me and said something like I like how you have a picture of him, blah, 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 and then showed like the conversation and stuff like that. And then I responded back with something to the effect of like, oh yeah, of course he does. He's going to get me more modeling gigs or some crap like that. I don't know. It was basically, I can't remember word for word, but that is essentially how we met. We met through Nick on Twitter. And then from then on, we basically just kind of added each other on Skype, played video games together with Nick and whatnot, and then played by ourselves and became better friends. It was also very big. If you guys want to go back and watch the series, if you haven't, it's the Saints Row series, Saints Row the Third. We played the co-op together, and we started that not boyfriend and girlfriend. We were just friends playing the game, and we grew closer and closer together. You can kind of tell as the videos go on that we were starting to like each other. It became very obvious. And then from then, we told each other, actually she told me that she was interested in me. I was gonna tell her that I was interested in her, and that's my phone. But I was gonna tell her that I was interested in her too around the same time, and then she ended up just Skyping me and telling me how she felt, and I said I felt the same way, and then from then on we just long distance relationship for a while, still playing games, Skyping all the time, and talking all the time. And from then on, we decided we wanted to move to Colorado. I moved here to Colorado and asked her if she would be willing to move here. And she did. She was willing to do that for me. And I visited her before she even moved out here. And then eventually I helped her move out here. So thus, we are where we are now, and I could not be happier. I believe I've met the right girl. And I thank Nick a bunch, without getting too mushy-gushy. Nick is still an asshole, but I thank him a bunch for introducing me to Renee. And I'm very, very happy with her and my life right now, and look forward to the future. So thank you for your question, McGamer1000, and that is how I met Renee. So you guys don't have to ask anymore. Just if someone asks, you link them this video. You link them maybe the time index if you're nice, so that way they don't have to search the entire video for their answer. But yeah, that is how I met Renee. Thanks for your question, McGamer1000, and let's move on to the final question for this week's Message Monday. The last question for this week, Message Monday, is from Twitter again, and is from NachoGun18, and they say, At Gassy Mexican, have you ever been in a car accident before? Yes, I have. I think I've been in like 2. One of them was like a fender bender and I was not driving. I think it was like my mom or my brother or something like that. I think it was my brother. Yeah, it was my brother, and he had his like old Subaru hatchback car that was kind of a beater and sounded really loud because the muffler was kind of messed up, but we kind of thought that was funny because it was like this little crappy car, but it was like when you drove off with it. So anyways, he fender bendered somebody. It was like no damage at all, and then we just went our separate ways with the guy that we hit. The second one is more a real accident, and I was driving. It's the only accident that I've ever been at fault for and ever initiated or, been a part of while I was driving. It was just a simple case of I was driving along, traffic was going, I dropped something real quick, bent down to grab it. I mean, like super fast, like a second. And the reason why I bent down too is because traffic ahead of me, like I looked obviously ahead of me, and it looked like traffic was moving really well. And then I guess they started braking for some reason really fast, and I slammed on the brakes as hard as I could, and it wasn't quick enough, and I just kind of smacked into the back of a minivan, and some Indian lady was driving it and transport. I think she was like a taxi kind of driver or whatever. She was transporting some teenager or something to school or something like that. No one got hurt. It wasn't bad by any means. I had more damage on my vehicle than hers. It got resolved. We exchanged insurance and stuff like that. I said I was super sorry. Everything was fine. But that's the only accident that I've ever been involved in, minus the fender bender thingy, which really was just like a bump on the other person's fender. And like I said, that was nothing, and I wasn't driving. So the only one that I was ever involved in, it was my fault. I acknowledge that, and everything was fine. It was taken care of. So other than that, I have not been pulled over or been in an accident or anything like that. I am a pretty responsible driver, I'd say. But yeah. That's the answer to your question, and that's going to wrap up this week's Message Monday for 10/22/2012. And if you guys did not get your question answered, first let me say thanks to everybody that did send in their message and I chose and answered it. Thank you for your guys' questions, and everybody else that submitted questions as well. Sometimes there's good questions in there, or ones that I'd want to answer, but then I go through all of them, the ones that are available for me to look through on Twitter and whatnot and Xbox, and I just pick the ones that I think are the best or I want to answer. So if I didn't get to your question this week, try again next week. Again, it's every Monday. I'll eventually, some point in midday or early on in the afternoon, I'll tweet out and be like, hey, send me questions, tag it as Message Monday or hashtag MM. And that's when you send me your questions. Don't send me a question throughout the week because it won't get answered. I like to wait till the actual Monday, the day of, to do it, just so it's a lot easier for me. I don't have to go back and look at other people's questions and stuff from the entire week. So that's how you tweet me your questions. Like I said, don't be discouraged if your question did not get answered. I guarantee you people that get their questions answered probably don't think their question's going to get answered. It's very random. I go through and pick them very randomly. There's no rhyme or reason to it other than if I think it's a good question and I want to answer it at that particular moment. So that's text messages are tweeting me on Mondays when I ask for them. And voice questions are also on Mondays as well. When I do the same tweet, just send me a voice message on Xbox Live. My gamer tag is GassyMexican, and that's how you do it. Hopefully I will see some more questions next week. Some awesome ones. Thank you for everybody that submitted their question this week. I was doing so well speaking too. Little minor crap ups here and there, but this week was pretty good as far as speech wise, which is surprising because I just did a 24-hour live stream. I'll have another video going up pretty soon. If not today, definitely tomorrow. Just kind of detailing the summary of what happened, for the 24-hour live stream and whatnot, giving you guys some figures and, thanking you and stuff. So, quick thank you to everybody that showed up for the 24-hour live stream and donated, showed their support, more info, and just a more better video, official video acknowledging people that donated and stuff like that. So, thanks guys. That has been Message Monday for 10/22/2012. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.